Live from the U.S. Capitol, where day 3 of former President Trump's impeachment trial will begin in just a few hours from now. For the first time, though, we're getting the graphic new details about never-before-seen footage from inside the deadly attack. In these shocking videos, House prosecutors point out that rioters were just minutes away from reaching Vice President Mike Pence. You see him coming out here and other lawmakers. Now, cameras, they also show Mitt Romney being led away, then quickly being turned around by heroic officer Eugene Goodman. Another camera here shows Democratic leader Chuck Schumer being evacuated, then rushed back the opposite direction to avoid the oncoming crowd. And House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's staffers are seen hustling her to get into her office moments before the rioters start banging on her door.
The evidence will show you that ex-President Trump was no innocent bystander. It will show that Donald Trump surrendered his role as commander-in-chief and became the inciter-in-chief of a dangerous insurrection.
The prosecution pins full responsibility on Trump, saying he fired up his supporters for months by spreading conspiracy theories about election fraud and telling them to, quote, fight like hell. Trump's lawyers argue it was figurative speech. Now, today, House managers will continue to make their case for impeachment, and Republican Mitt Romney, he describes the videos as overwhelmingly distressing. He doesn't know yet if that evidence has convinced any of his Republican colleagues to convict the former president. We're going to have to wait and see this week, Chris.
Yeah, when you see that video, it just reminds you how much chaos and confusion there was on that day.
Yeah, and how fast it happened.
Yeah, exactly. Now let's get to the